Hey guys, I am kat-cunning. I'm a musician and an actor, and I'm joined here by Sy'ria Jackson, who is basically just an incredible person who does great things for the LGBTQ community. You are the president of the board of directors at the LGBT Center of New Orleans. Love that place, so fun. And the steering committee member of Black Trans Circles and Transgender Law Center program. Is that right?
Correct.
Ugh, which to me as a layman person, I'm like, the only thing I know is that the center throws great parties. I have go-go there. What a great time. And that you guys do great things for the world. So I'm so excited to learn a little bit more about how we can support the queer community on a more official level. I personally just like write songs and put my gayness out there, but you do some really super effective work. I'm so excited to hear about it.
Well, Kat, thank you so much for this platform. Thank you for choosing me. I feel so honored. It's not about the work, but me as a person, I look at it as servitude. That's just how I am. Providing a service or being a servant to our community is something that's so important because most of the times people always need a helping hand or a lending hand or a shoulder to cry on or someone just to listen, a listening ear. So those things are very imperative to the humankind, especially to individuals of the LGBTQIA community, making sure that they feel loved and humanized and not dehumanized. Okay. My name is Sy'ria Jackson, and I do utilize the pronouns of she, her, and hers, Madam President, Goddess, Queen, all of the things of the things. So I love to have I have a big personality. That's just by trait and by nature. I come from a real small town. Most of the people don't know where my city is from, the little country town, from Denham Springs, Louisiana. And if anything is attached to Denham Springs, Louisiana, you're going to be shocked, Kat. David Duke, that was who is attached to Denham Springs.
Okay.
David Duke was a political figure in Louisiana who was one of the wizards of the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh God, that's not what I love.
You know, no, not at all. So I come from an area in which that was very alive. Racism was very alive, you know, in my hometown, and we grew up with it. But my grandfather has such a respect and community, so it didn't affect us as much because of the respect for him. And I'm so grateful that I had such a wonderful Black man who empowered us as kids to understand where we stood in this world. So that's why I'm from. Little country girl. I went to college, Georgia Tech University. Then I moved to New Orleans.
I just have to tell you, I also come from a super small town in Oregon. It's not super small. I'm like adjacent to a city. People know Portland is cool. But in my high school year of my senior year of history class, my history teacher pulled up a photo of the fucking, sorry, I don't know if we can curse or not, but the fucking KKK on the doorsteps of my high school. Like, just like proudly out hanging out, like only like 200 years ago or less than that, probably. Who knows? But that shit is alive today all over the country, you know?
I hate to say it. I just think, and this is my own personal opinion, this is not a reflection of any organization. This is not a reflection of any entity that I work with. But I think this whole movement of the Proud Boys is a direct reflection of those individuals from then, those organizations. I think they are a sheer reflection, a mirror image.
It's just a rebrand.
Yeah.
Just have hipster beards now.
Yeah. History does repeat itself. But at the same token, knowledge is power. Once we are able to learn, we are able to dismantle.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And you're here to educate me. Shit. Can you talk about some of these organizations?
Of course. Now, I'll start with BTC NOLA, Black Trans Women, Black Trans Circles NOLA. It's something that I was brought into. It was presented by Raquel Willis, who was then working with the Transgender Law Center. It's a fellowship of trans women, brown and Black, Indigenous, collectively coming together, learning, and it's a hub for like a spiritual growth and enlightenment. We do it's most of the time it's a 3-day convening, and which is intense. Presentations, clinicians come in.
Wow.
All of these trans women get the resources. Yes, it's a cohort, and all of us are collectively together learning, feeding off of one another, nurturing one another. It's a sisterhood, but it has a structure for educational, mental health, overall holistic health.
That's so cool that it's dedicated time together. I feel like when you can actually get together and like strip away some of the everyday stuff, you can make so much progress with each other. That's amazing.
Yeah, but you also need someone that you can see yourself become. Someone that believes in you and your vision. We have several women from all different types of life, all different backgrounds, all different stories. And all of their stories, all of their lives are validated and valid. So we want to make sure that we invest into our own. Give us the tools. Once we find the resources, we bring the tools and say, these are the tools, choose which ones are best fit for you and utilize it to your best of your ability.
Yes, I love that. Validating and being seen is definitely my main form of activism, is like representation through the arts. It is so important to see not only yourself, but people you want to become venerated and in these like beautiful celebrated spaces, and to have access to mentors in a real life place is really, really cool that you are providing a space for that. That's awesome.
Yes. And with the center, oh my God.
The center does everything, right?
Yeah, it's a hub for everything, because BTC, we meet there sometimes, nice. Have our meetings, have outings, have community engagements. But the center is exactly what it is, a community center for all. And I think it's amazing. At the present moment, when we just looked at the calendar, we have about 62 groups that will meet on the calendar for about 122 times.
That's in New Orleans?
In New Orleans.
That's amazing. New Orleans is not even that big. That is incredible.
So, and each group has at least 10 participants per session.
Wow.
So, that's well over 4,000 individuals that come through our doors.
Yeah. I mean, I travel a lot for music and acting, and sometimes I literally just walk by a center. Like, I always look for a queer bar, but like knowing that there's a center in the city I'm in just makes me feel like, okay, cool, I got a place if I need anything,
Yes. And we try to be the best referral services. We partner with every FQHC within the city, and that's a federally quality healthcare center. And most of those FQHCs provide services, comprehensive services. Let me be very clear about that. They're comprehensive as well as culture sensitive services to our LGBTQIA community. Amazing. So we do not want to send someone somewhere or refer someone that they're going to be felt uncomfortable, dehumanized, and only looked at as a number. We want to make sure that you're seeking a service from a provider that understands, knows, and recognizes exactly who you are.
Amazing. That's great.
And if those FQHCs are not aware, then we provide a cultural competency training for them so they can get on board.
Yes. Take care of it. Look out.
If you ain't got it, we're going to give it to you, baby.
Yes. Creating the standard at the center. We love it, with class, grace. And then the other one that I'm really excited about, because this is where I feel like, especially as a layman, I'm like, what even is this? This is the level that's beyond your like micro influence on your day-to-day life. The Transgender Law Center.
They're based out of Oakland, California. Amazing. It's not just a hub, but the collective of lawyers that they have. It's like the center brain that functions about social justice, sexual reform, justice reform, a couple of coalitions, And then, of course, they have this whole initiative, trans positive, a TGI, a trans justice initiative. These different things, those people give us the tools because they are truly the brain that is really focusing on making this whole organized organism work.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. That's so exciting. I'm going to talk about some stuff I'm doing too. One of the reasons we're gathering today is we're freaking celebrating Trans Day of Visibility. We're here to shine a light on the gorgeous, gorgeous trans community. And we're all, yes, look at that. Black trans lives matter, especially Black trans lives matter, because this whole gay ass community wouldn't exist without them being on the front lines of the marches. And we are all riding on the backs of those beautiful motherfucking people. So celebrate.
Yes, we are.
Show love. And we're here to give you some ideas of how to do that. Some stuff I'm doing is I have this really cool place. Somebody's going to put the number up somewhere so that you know where to find it. But this is an example of like not at the law level, just like something everybody could do. I've created a space. It's called Give a Yes. And by that, I mean give a yes. Yeah. Which you may have noticed is an acronym for gay. And it's a space where you can go and leave messages of positivity for anybody who might need it. It could be as vague as you want, or a message to your younger self, or a trans person you saw on the subway, like a misconnection that you just want to show love to. And right now we're just collecting messages from those people, but it'll eventually be a space where you can listen to them on a day that you just need to be affirmed and validated. And that number is 971-202-0021. It's going to be written somewhere because who remembers phone numbers? And that's also alongside an effort with the Ally Coalition and Republic Records. And I'm also doing, I'm doing a thing right now because as an artist, my main thing is to like, you know, be me. I'm lucky I have a platform and people care about it. So I'm like, I'm auctioning off some of my stuff on Propeller. So I have to like my stuff and experiences with me, whatever. I'm so fancy, so expensive. The website is propeller.la, this one, whatever that is, cat, this one, cunning. And you can go there and like you can hang out with me or something, and it looks expensive, but it's for a good cause. So put your money where your mouth is and support these communities. And those good causes that we go to, just to spotlight some other really awesome organizations, are the Audre Lorde Project, which is incredible.
Amazing. Audre Lorde, amazing.
Yes. And then we're also working with Somos Familia Valle, which is awesome. And they do, have you heard of them?
Yes.
They're great, right?
Amazing.
And the one other one that we're working with is House of Gigi, which is founded and led by trans. And,
oh my God. Mama Major, Grayson Griffin.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Oh my God, the House of Gigi. Oh God, we had a retreat there, and it was amazing with the whole Auntie Sharon, Auntie Tracy, all of those ladies. Those elders of our trans community, giving us a place to come relax, recharge, really think, brainstorm, share ideas, utilize space, time, relaxation, the full gambit. I absolutely love Major. I absolutely love Miss Major. She is a beacon of light when a lot of us are in dark, even us. Because we are human as well.
Yes.
We may be on the front lines.
Even more so. You even more so need to be cared for. It's just because you have the energy and the willingness to put yourself out there and look fucking stunning while you do it. Like, it takes a lot of energy to be an activist. It takes a lot of energy to be a voice. And there's also a lot of pressure from the world and the internet to not say or do the wrong thing while the needle moves very quickly every day.
Wait, what is the wrong thing? What is it? That's like, you know, I'm trying to figure. I've been like all my life, for some strange reason, I've always wanted to go against the grain. I always went against the grain, because who told you that you can't?
Yeah.
Like,
especially our community is defined by breaking rules and making new ideas happen. And then at the end of the day, also embracing each other. Yeah.
I just think our sheer existence defines a lot of laws. You know, just me being. And I think that, you know, that shows that we should always keep our minds and ears open and our hearts open to love.
Yeah,
human is human.
Yes, human, and mistakes are a part of growth. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I feel like anytime you're willing to be a voice, people hear you, and there are also people who are there who are excited to criticize you. And I feel like I've been like baited sometimes by even like queer publications who are just looking for a soundbite that will like be divisive or whatever.
Oh, I get it.
I've seen the queer community go at each other, and I'm like, this is not what we do. Like, let's educate each other if somebody's wrong, but also let's be willing to have conversations about what these words mean, what their weight is, and focus on the like strength of our community and what we can get done instead of tearing.
That's what I've always been at. Especially, Kat, when you're working with a lot of different nonprofits, with the Center of Disease Control, with the health departments, with different entities and organizations, sometimes you have to learn to agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, learn what needs to be done, because people's lives are at stake.
Yes.
Especially our youth. Alarming rates of suicide, depression. Who wants to be 13 and depressed? You are 13. You are a kid.
I mean,
you should be able to express yourself authentically, unapologetically, and have someone love you and nurture you into the beautiful flower that you are to become.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not be on your tippy toes. That's not what our community is about.
It shouldn't be about that. Yeah. Life isn't about that.
Live out loud, make mistakes. We want to see it.
Yes.
We support each other.
Give us a yes, right?
Give a yes to somebody who is counterculture. Say yes, say what you want to do, wear what you want to wear, live your best life. Okay, I have like lots of great, I feel like we could just kiki all day, but I have lots of great questions that will hopefully also get us to chatting about some stuff that might be important to all the people listening today. So I'm just gonna pick one at random and see where it leads us. Okay, you told us you're from a small town and that you knew you wanted to come and represent, and you were drawn toward, you know, bringing your voice to this community. But was there like a moment or a turning point in your life where you were like, this is definitely the work I want to do?
There was this opportunity that afforded itself with Brotherhood Incorporated, which is a Black-owned, operated, community-based organization. I got there, and this one trainer at the time, his name was Don Evans, who has always been my mentor. And I give so much praise to this young man for what he instilled into me about what community is and how to have an open ear to what community needs. Not what I want, not what I need, but what community. When people come and they say they need, you listen and become client-centered. So he trained me in all of the ways of CDC and with the health department of Louisiana. I then moved to New York City.
Yes, you do.
I then moved to New York City in early 2000s, right after 9/11, and landed with the People of Color in Crisis, and became a part of their young people of color coalition. I had a degree, but I was still young. So I worked with them on outreach. And then next thing you know, I went to work with Jeffrey Birnbaum in the Kings County Hospital as a Planned Parenthood counselor.
Nice.
And it was so many different entities with the HEAT program. Then we moved in, like all of these different things happened because one opportunity was afforded to me.
Yes.
And once I learned and saw the demographics and the disparities and the need, it was like, I have to do better for my people. You know, you take on that responsibility and you take that mantle and you say, I am going to make a change. I can't sit around and be another one, be either oblivious to what's going on and not care because it doesn't affect me in my household. I can't be one of those people. And or I can't be one of those people where I sit and I just complain about what is going on and do absolutely nothing about it. I can't be one of those
Bloody Mary at brunch. Yeah.
No, yeah.
You gotta get involved. Yeah.
Yeah. So I immediately was like, I kept being a sponge. And then every organization, every opportunity. I'm learning. Homelessness, trans issues, um, social security issues, benefits. I'm learning who got the resources, who does what, how this works. I'm building my network. Hi, how you doing? I'm Sy'ria. Yes, and I do this and I do that. And that's how I became a major resource wherever I am. I can call right now to, if someone calls me, say I need something to happen in Texas. What part of Texas you in? I can make a phone call and collect them and link them to someone. It's all about a network of community.
Yeah, which is, I feel like, one of the greatest strengths of the queer community at large is we have, like, for the most part, grown together, particularly before the internet being such a resource. We've always been like, you're queer, you're family. Like, come on in, I got you. Because we have always, like, you know, as marginalized people, and as it is intersectional, and it's like a race issue and a family issue, we look out for each other, because it's like a lot of us don't even have that support from our nuclear families, you know, and to recognize as a community that we need each other is like, it's kind of the most amazing thing about being a queer person, is knowing that, like, everywhere in the world there's a place for you with where that community will hold it down. And I love that you're doing work that makes that remain, even though, you know, things are changing so rapidly with the internet.
Yeah,
like that. You're keeping it grounded.
Rapidly, swiftly, and some things for the better and some things I'm questioning. But
for sure.
When I first came out, I didn't think about, like, I had a mother, a drag mother, when I first came out. And this person really invested into me as an entertainer. They did worry about my education, because I transitioned at 16 and a half.
Wow, amazing.
I transitioned still in high school, and I never dropped out of high school. I fought against the odds with that. But that when you said sense of family and community, especially us, we tend to take on a mantle. Like, I had my drag mother. The next thing you know, I had kids and people that looked up to me, young kids that I brought into my home. And, you know, it went from, like, I had a 2-bedroom apartment in New Orleans in the late 90s. I think I had 7 kids live with me in a 2-bedroom apartment.
Amazing. That is amazing. I've never taken anybody into my home, but I can relate. Like, earlier you introduced yourself with your pronouns, she, her, hers, queen, goddess, all of those. I as an artist and as, like, a figure in the world, I also am, like, fucking taking the space as much as I can. I go by they, them, theirs, he, his, king, daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, daddy.
Yeah, oh my God, it makes me feel so good. But yeah, and I feel like I also, in a way, have, like, a responsibility to kids. Like I said, I don't take anybody into my home, but I have a lot of people write me on a consistent basis saying, thank you for representing that I don't have to, like, look like what the world thinks a guy looks like, or a non-binary person looks like. What the fuck is that even? Thank you for giving me someone to look at that makes me feel like I can be myself. Because when I was little, and, like, as you can see, I, like, sort of look like whatever. We don't entertain the idea of looking like anything. But, like, when I was little, people would tell me, like, you couldn't be masculine if you tried. And I didn't understand why at the time, but that hurt my feelings, like, really badly. And I have chosen not to, like, transition all the way, but I'm definitely trans leaning inside. And it's meant so much to have people that just, like, validate that for me. I didn't have, like, a mother, like a house mom or anything like that, but in performance places in New York, just having people that I work with be like, yeah, I see that side of you. I see that in you. Like, go with it. It was so crucial to me feeling like I could be myself in the world, you know, like, validating and just being, finding your community means so much. And I feel for people who are alone in their towns without access to actually interacting with people too, because I think that goes a really long way. It's cool to have people on Instagram who you can, like, look up to or know that they exist, but it's also just, like, so meaningful to have in-person
interactions. Yeah, it is.
Right now is a, like, hard time with the pandemic and everything too.
Yeah.
I have more questions. Let's see what else I've got. Oh, do you have any thoughts on allyship versus performative allyship? Like, you know, how we're all sort of like, Black Lives Matter, put up a black square. Like, what more can we be doing, and how can we encourage people to make sure that they stand behind like the trend of being woke?
The first component is getting more involved. And when I say involved, you can educate, you can donate. Education is the main component because when there's a movement going on, you need to know where you stand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole thing with Black Lives Matter. But at the same token, does Black trans lives matter?
Right.
Should I stand with you because I stand as a trans woman who is brown and Black? So once you find out what these movements mean and stand for, their mission, then you find your stance, you stand on it, and you start advertising, vocalizing, this is why you feel the way you feel, and you donate to the cause because that's your stance.
Yeah.
I think that's people that just placate it, fake the funk.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking with it. Mm-mm. Like I don't do fake, fake love, fake friends, fake nothing. I don't even wear fake jewelry.
Okay. Damn, I sure do. This is cheap.
Sterling silver is not fake. No. Hello, somebody. So no, but realistically, I'm only for those who really gonna take a stand. Yeah. Understand, learn, and then invest. Yes. Because you can't say you stand for something if you don't invest into it. Yeah. That's even with, a hobby. If you go to the gym, you get a gym membership, you got to pay for the membership, then you got to buy gym clothes. It's an investment. Healthy living is an investment. Mm-hmm. Standing with someone on a movement, it is an investment of time, because you're going to take time to learn. You have to take time to engage, because you can't say, oh, I stand for something if you're not engaged. Mm-hmm. That's problematic.
I love that. I love what you said about investing even in the gym. I think that's a really cool metaphor. Like you said, healthy living is an investment, and also healthy culture is an investment. Mm-hmm. And yes, it is. Of Black and brown people and Black trans people is an investment in our overall culture. It's in everyone's interest.
Everyone's interest.
It's a really cool metaphor. Yeah, I'm like thinking about the pie chart on my Chase Bank thing, and I want it to be like culture, health, gym membership, but also, like, as a reminder for anybody watching, if you literally don't have the means, like, find a way, whatever you
can go to a protest, you can go volunteer somewhere. Like I said, an investment, it could be time, you could be a researcher, it doesn't matter. Yeah. And you also, could be like, a data collector, you can just whatever they need to keep the movement going. Yes. Be there, be present.
Yes. And like sometimes people are like, I don't know where to start. Well, if you're watching right now, we gave you some great orgs that you can look into and see what they need,
Yeah, and or they can visit our website at the center, www.lgbtcc, the word neworleans.org. We have resources there. If you want to volunteer, we have a volunteer coordinator. Please make sure you hit them up, and we'll let you know what we need, when we need, and how we need it, baby.
Yes. And in arts too, like finding people, because the voice and the representation of the community through the arts is also so crucial. Like I feel like the queer community really gets supporting musicians, and or like music is such a part of our community, because one of our church is like going out dancing,
I just had an executive board meeting with my exec, so we want to do a pop-up shop for artists.
Cool.
We want to do we want to do like a pop-up shop for concerts for the individuals, especially during the pandemic. And, we can make sure we take donations to make sure we put money in their pockets. And then we'll do a pop-up shop for all of those that make art, physical art. So we'll have 2 different pop-up shops monthly to, show one would be more like a showcasing, and then one would be a pop-up shop. And we just decided that we were going to do that. I think it was a couple of days ago. Amazing. And we're going to put that on the calendar, because everyone needs support right now. Everyone needs the space. Everyone needs to bounce back economically, and as well as culturally, and still engage with individuals.
Yes. And art is one of those ways that you can feel so close. Like one of the reasons why I make music is because I can record my voice like I'm in your house, you know, and like talk to you wherever you are and let you know that you are seen and I'm out here doing it for you, you know? I feel like whether it's looking at a painting or seeing a movie with somebody who looks or feels or is living a life like you, like that can go such a long way to keeping somebody going. Yeah, we got to support the arts. I wish our government had a lot more support for arts right now. I feel like it's crucial.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
You know, because it's like so many queer people are in the arts too, and we got to see them thrive. In this crazy time of this last year, what is giving you your daily dose of hope?
Well, I am engaged.
Honey, congrats.
And we've been engaged roughly a year now. And when I tell you, he is such an amazing human being. He's like my spiritual warrior.
Amazing.
He keeps me centered. He keeps me grounded. And he never, ever lets me forget that I'm his queen. That's the number one thing, because the house is full of peace. Sage it out, do whatever we need to do. And but he is like the foundation for me at the present moment, even during this pandemic, because we were quarantined together. Unfortunately, we contracted COVID together. We had to take care of one another at home. So it drew us closer to know one another, to love one another, and to know that someone else loves you the way that they do. That is so important. But I had to take a step back from community to learn some things, to do some self-care. But my driving force is this new program. I created it in my mind about a year ago. I put it on paper about 7 months ago. It's coming into fruition within the next 3 months.
Yes. Can you tell us anything about it?
Yeah, Trans Equity Affirming Movement, New Orleans.
Cool.
And I got these clinicians together and some community members who are going to facilitate support groups. And then from the support groups, there'll be trainings for peer navigation once every 3 months. And it should be a 12-month process. And then at the end, there'll be a graduation component that have a graduation from the completion of the program and the completion of being a navigator and the completion or I will teach them the curriculum to present our cultural competency training, which is national. Wow. So I will train them to be trainers so they can go abroad and teach people how to treat us.
Oh, that is incredible. I love that. I feel like the whole world
it's about empowering and giving people, like I said, I always want to give people the tools, but those tools are very needed in community, but the community needs them. It's hard for a cis person to teach you how to care for a trans person.
Yeah. And it should not be on the shoulders of a trans person to continually every day teach the whole world. I'm non-binary, and like I get sick of telling people are always asking me like, why they, them, you're such a girl or whatever. And I'm just like, can somebody else correct them on my pronouns this time? Because like I'm really tired, and I can imagine that happens to you so often. So giving those tools to other people so they can be better allies and stand up for you, and like you said, permeate the entire culture so that it starts to take care of itself. That's a great
and
idea.
That's give people the power that I want to be. At one time I was an empowerment coordinator. That's what I love to do. I'm empowering you to be the best you.
Nice.
So those are the things that I've been working on internally to better myself so I can be as sharp as I possibly can for community.
Amazing. You never stop, never stopping. You're doing everything. It's amazing. That's a pop star quality, honey. We never stop, never stopping.
Never stop, never stop. I was just watching something on Netflix, and this guy made in reference to Sean Puffy Combs that, you know, to be a part of his crew, you're never off the clock. To be a part, to work with anything with Sean Puffy Combs, you're always on the clock 24/7. And even, you know, that's how I think when we're working with community, if you're a true advocate and you are dedicated to the work, you're never off the clock. My phone will ring anytime because the crisis hotline is attached to my personal cell phone.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you take care of yourself? Let's end on a
Girl, go to the house of Gigi, go swimming. I'll tell you, turn this phone off.
Yes.
I will forward the phone calls to my vice president or to one of the therapists, and I would go on the beach. I would get me some shrimp, and I would just lounge and watch Netflix.
Okay, how do you like your shrimp?
Deveined.
Okay. I also
that is the note for me. That's the most important thing about shrimp.
Deveined.
I need them. I'm completely deveined. I'm talking about the vein at the top and the vein at the bottom. I need it gone.
Okay, but you love the shrimp, and you're gonna pursue.
Oh, I love the shrimp. Yeah, I do them. I do them fried. I like them shrimp Creole. I like shrimp and grits.
Little shrimp.
I absolutely love them with the little buttery and garlic sauce. Shrimp scampi.
Scampi.
Scampi. Yeah. Give them to me, scampi.
I'm so hungry. It's like still a morning hour, and I want shrimp and grits right now.
Shrimp and grits. You know what? The best shrimp and grits are at the Flying Burrito. Do you have a Flying Burrito in New York?
I don't know, but I actually currently live in Miami. It sounds like something that would be there, so I'll have to look.
Okay.
But New Orleans is it. Oh my God, I miss it so much.
Come on.
Okay. And I have to tell you, my answer to that question also is like the beach, the water. I really I have Greek roots, so I thought like I could really handle the sun, and I'm gonna just show you how bad I got by the sun 2 days ago.
Oh, no way.
I feel like this is like not allowed, but here we go. Can you see it?
Oh my God, babe.
Yeah, it turns out I'm white. Found out.
You use no sunblock, no.
No, I did, but I was with my Black Korean friend, and she only had SPF 8, so that doesn't work.
No, it's not clearly.
Yeah, I learned my lesson.
You are good at toasty.
Toasty, yeah.
Toasted. You have toasted buns.
Yes, and it's delicious. Here's hoping it turns into a tan. Listen, anyway, on that note, for those of you guys watching, take care of yourselves. And if you can't afford a super fancy facial or whatever you want, then just go to the beach. Even New York has beaches, you know? Go sit by that water.
Beach, a good nature walk, and a good book.
Yes.
I tell you, fine. Like here in New Orleans, we have City Park, and they have Botanical Garden in the park. So we would take books, get us a picnic.
Yes.
I'm talking something real, sandwiches, some chips, some drinks, and some wine.
Yes.
Some drinks. And we get us a nice little blanket, lay out, and read, and do nothing but read and drink and enjoy ourselves. Talk about some of the most quirkiest things. Sometimes that is good.
Yes. Take a break, get quirky, read some poetry, have a little wine. It's like luxury actually is a little inexpensive, and we can all afford a little bit of a romantic break, you know?
Yes.
I feel like this has been so wonderful talking to you. I hope I get to meet you in person one day. Is there anything else you want to leave people with? Anything else besides all the millions of projects that you're manifesting every day?
But no, just be on the lookout for what's new with our center. If you want to donate, please do donate. LGBTccNewOrleans.org. I'll make sure that information will be on my screen here, there.
Yep, it's around. Point to it somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. And if you don't love no one else, if you love no one else, love yourself, and know that you are loved.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna leave you guys with my number one more time. It's my actual cell phone. JK, it's not. That would be so dangerous for me. 971-202-0010. 821 to leave a message of positivity. Like I said, anything. It could literally be like, love your hair today to a stranger, or it could be some important affirmation about your own experience as a trans or non-binary person or whatever. Just go send a little message. They'll be shared later on this spring for everybody on a beautiful little website. And you can check out the Propeller account if you happen to be a fan of me and want some of my sexy merch or some time with me. It goes to a really, really great cause, a bunch of great causes. You can find out more about all of our causes that we're involved in somewhere, here, there, everywhere. Where is it? And one last thank you to all of the organizations you're in partnership with, to Sy'ria, to the Allied Coalition, to Republic, to everybody that made this chat possible. It is Trans Day of Visibility, and we love our trans community. We love you. We support you. Hope it's like your birthday today. Have an incredible day.
Yeah! Yeah!
Yes! Give a yes!
Give a yes!